What?
Oh, hello there. Good morning. Welcome to the Strategy Show. First look NFL. Yeah. Sorry, we're late, David Eckenrod. But a tale as old as time. Loughran show starting late. I didn't know I was on the NBA show this morning, Ben. I get a message at 7:30. I have a very strict, a pretty rigid process on Tuesdays because I have a video, picks for every game on the Odd Shopper channel. You should watch it. It's a lot of fun. And we're coming off 2 very nice weeks. But that's doing 16 games for a betting slate. It's a lot, right? Shout out to Eric Linquist because he does a ton with baseball. Does it for football? It's a lot. So I try and start around 7:45, 8 o'clock. Do this show. I do the run sheet for this show the night before. Like I submitted it at 10 p.m. last night, Ben Rasa, so I could have some time. And then I'll do this, and then I'll go back to that. And then I go, oh, by God, I'm on the NBA show today. So then the NBA show ends at 10. I had to go take a leak. But we're here, though. We're here. How you doing?
We're here. I did the college football show this morning. Now we get to turn the page to a little NFL action. And I'm excited about this show. You know why? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, we're doing the tiers.
We are doing the tiers. We absolutely are. And I will tell you something else, because we do the tiers every 4 weeks. So today we revisit the tiers from the beginning of the season. A little teaser for you guys, a little spoiler alert as we get into this 13-game slate. Right now on a Tuesday, I think this is the toughest slate that I have been a part of. And based on my results, you would have thought last week was. Let me tell you that much. I would just want to move on. Okay. Let's put it in the rear view. I know you feel the same way. I know a lot of people honestly had a rough week, and it had been a really nice season up until that point. It's one of those weeks where you go, oh, this is what NFL is like, like you get smacked back in the face. But, DraftKings forgot to adjust the prices on the Dolphins, and Tua is back, and they're facing the Arizona Cardinals.
I kind of like that because it's going to create some interesting game theory situations. And I'm a fan of that. This is a weird week we don't need to spend time because we're going to keep it moving today. I have never seen a slate, though, where chalk didn't even really play in some circumstances.
Yep.
Like Whittington was chalk.
Yep.
And he just wasn't on the field. Juju got hurt. Debo didn't play, which
Ayuk tore his ACL.
Ayuk
Jaden Daniels, huge one.
I got that one right.
Well, no, you didn't.
I'm kidding. He had like a 70-yard run.
Yeah, I'm like, 47-yard run on like the first play of it. I'm sitting here with my father-in-law. He likes to come over and watch the Eagles game. I put Red Zone on, and he likes all the games, but Eagles fan. And I see Jaden Reed after I think it was like his second run. I go, this guy's hurt. This guy's hurt. He finished out the drive. Yep, you saw it too. And then, I saw the Deshaun Watson. I saw in real time, I saw the calf, the KD calf pop on the Achilles. But to everything you just said, there were, if you avoided the landmines this week, congratulations to you. I stepped on like every mine this week.
I don't even really know what, like I said, it didn't even seem that bad. It was just a weird week, and the running backs were scoring at will, but no one consolidated. Just odd on a lot of levels. Danny Dimes was terrible.
Yeah. I wasn't shocked by that though. When I found out Andrew Thomas was going to be gone for the year,
the Falcons, awful. That's what killed me. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like, what the hell went wrong? Yeah, the Falcons.
DK Metcalf's made some of the most outrageous catches in that game. And like one of them wasn't even ruled a catch. He was out of bounds. That guy is a true freak. A true freak.
99 yards, of course.
Obviously. Yeah. Yeah. What do you expect? Falcons were terrible. Glad you guys are here, by the way. If you don't mind, we'll keep this quick because we want to get into tiers. take a second, hit that thumbs up, atone for your sins. We love the comments on the First Look show too, because I think a lot of people can celebrate with us, but people can also commiserate with us, right? Give us your goblins of the week. Tell us where you're at on these tiers that we're about to do. We have fun doing this. We love that you guys, anyone that watches this show on a Tuesday for football, like now that basketball started too, you're a real one. Put it that way. You know, like we appreciate you, and we love doing this show because we love football. But is that your goblin of? Where is your goblin of? You have a million choices.
Yeah, the whole week was a goblin, from myself all the way down to the gutter. I'm gonna go to a team and a guy that I don't want to hear. The stupidest part about this, they said on the broadcast, and I direct quote, that the Raiders have someone on staff who is like a time management situation expert. That person is not doing their job properly. And how they have a job is beyond me, and how Mr. Pierce has a job is beyond me, because I have now seen this twice this year. And full disclosure, I bet the Rams -7. So obviously there's some bias here. But what would possess you to kick a field goal when you're down 8 points late in the game on the goal line to go down 5 points?
Yeah,
that's stupid. I'm going to just leave it at that. That's a stupid decision.
I thought the same exact thing. I thought the same thing. The only interpretation there, Antonio Pierce is not a good coach, by the way.
There's only two interpretations. He's an awful coach, or he bet the Raiders. Those are the only two explanations.
Yeah. Because where were they? Like the 30 or something?
The 9-yard line.
Oh.
They were on the 4-yard line and they got a false start.
They were at the 9?
And then they kicked.
Okay. In that situation, you either just flat out, you betting the Rams, you either should just flat out lose because they tie the game, or they score and they miss the 2-point conversion, right? Or you just flat out win. Like, what I mean is, like, it should have been just, it's total. It should have been a binary thing. Like, there should not have been a third option for them to kick a field goal.
I was in Discord sweating it, and I typed in, all comes down to one play. And at no point did I ever consider that they could kick, because it's just not something that you would do. The last thing I'll say, it's very simple. Here, if Antonio Pierce is watching the show, this is what you need to do if you're confused. Reverse the situation and then say, what do I hope the team does? That's it. That's all you need to do when you're stuck. Obviously, the Rams are hoping they kick the field goal, and then you kick it. That right there would be a stupid decision. And that's it. That's the Goblin of the Week. 9-yard line.
I love it. You're right. You're absolutely right. By the way, I was on the Raiders side of that game, but I was on the Browns side of the other game. And
that was just a stupid game.
Yeah. So I got lucky with that Raiders. Very lucky. So when they kicked that field goal, I knew you were on the other side. I'm like, dude, he's going to be so pissed. But
I just don't understand.
I get it. But I was on the Browns. Deshaun Watson was 15 for 17 before. Like, finally this guy starts moving the ball. I really liked them against the Bengals. And then Thompson Robinson stunk. Anyway, would you like to know my Goblin of the Week?
Oh, please.
Okay. This to me is actually quite easy. It is the entire New York Jets.
That's a good one.
You get Devontae Adams, and I could have said other things too, like Sean McVay for being an asshole with that Whittington thing. The Chargers for having 400 total yards of offense and losing because they didn't score a single touchdown. Brutal. It's the New York Jets, man. They got routed by Russell Wilson and company, 37-15. You know, the age-old adage, don't bet against Mike Tomlin as a dog. But it doesn't matter. They were terrible. You have Aaron Rodgers. You have Breece Hall, even Braylon Allen back there. You have Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. They have, the excuses have run dry. I was a big Jets backer coming into this season. It's over for them. Unless I mean, you know what? Maybe not totally over, but That is a disgraceful performance. Not losing. They're only 1.5-point favorites. They're, on the road in a tough environment in Pittsburgh. That is a brutal, brutal loss. Goblin of the week.
I hear you.
Robert Saleh never should have been fired. And I say that with confidence. It wasn't on him.
No, the Jets should have fired Antonio Pierce. Just cross organizations. Just call up the Raiders and fire him for him.
Last question before we do our tiers. If we had to set the odds for who is presenting Goblin of the Week in 2025, is it Antonio Pierce right now? Is
he's
he
moving up the rankings very, very quickly. Yeah.
Like Dennis Allen is, sorry, I was going to say Dennis Allen is bad, but he's bad in the traditional sense. Not like he makes boneheaded. He's just bad, like over 60 minutes. So I wouldn't put him up there, No,
these are head scratching decisions. Anyway.
Todd Bowles,
that's stupid. That's why you don't do those things.
If you want to know how bad my week went, it was just fine. Yesterday, I go, it might be looking up. Like I bet that Evans touchdown, bet him his yardage prop, boosted him in the Sims. I really liked him in this spot against the Baltimore team that struggles on the deep ball. Easy, wide open touchdown. I go, all right, I was right. Like this is gonna save me, save my week. Then I see it again, 23-yard pass, wide open. Not only does he drop it, but his hamstring falls off. And then that's when I knew, Ben. I'm serious. That's when I knew when that happened. I go, this was meant to be like, I looked up and I said, why? Why?
Yeah, I've been saying that a lot in the past 24 hours. But you know what? We move on now. We'll do the tiers. We'll get into the slate. We're positive vibes only.
Let's do it. Positive vibes, tiers. Pull them up, Jordan, where we left off. Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs, clear contenders. Do we leave the Bills up there?
Yeah, Bills are good.
Okay. The
Ravens are going up, and the
Lions
Ravens
are absolutely. Yeah, the Ravens are for sure up there. So are the Lions.
Yes.
Even with the loss of Hutchinson. I keep the Vikings where they are. I'm not fully bought in. I think the Vikings are not. I'm not putting them Super Bowl contender yet.
No, that's fine. I think the Niners stay there. They're not a Super Bowl contender right now. They're just not playing good enough.
I was going to ask you if they're a fringe playoff team.
No, they'll be fine. They'll get healthy. They'll be fine.
Okay, I agree. Let me look in the basement. Browns, yes. Raiders, yes. Patriots, yes. Bengals, no. Bengals are up. Bengals are a fringe playoff right now.
Yep. We don't have time today. Maybe we'll design some new categories. The Jets need to be in the 6th tier.
Jets, yeah. If the Jags lost last week, they would be in the 6th tier too.
Yeah, they wouldn't even be on. They wouldn't get a tier. It'd just be 31 teams.
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't even include them.
Dallas stays there too. Dallas has been abysmal.
Yeah, Dallas is a mess.
Is Denver a fringe playoff team given that division?
Denver's like the Chargers. They're just like, eh. Yeah, good job, Jordan. Put the Jets down there and put
the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders. The Raiders should go in the Jets category. I like that.
I like Falcons where they are. I would have had Bucks as a playoff team, even if they lost yesterday. But those injuries are painful. I'm leaving them exactly where they stand.
Oh, you know what? Nitpicking a little. The Saints are not fringe anything. The Saints are terrible.
Get them into. Put them into
the sun.
Shoot them to the sun.
Yeah,
fire them into the sun.
Goodbye.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Are you ready? I'm gonna do it.
No, and yes, no. Ayuk is not getting healthy, but Debo will get out of the hospital. I assume McCaffrey can get healthy. They'll be all right.
Post bye. I'm doing it. Executive decision. Steelers playoff team.
That's fine. I don't agree with that, but that's fine. They're playing well enough to be up there.
Would you put Houston at the top, or do you think they're where they belong?
No.
I don't.
They had 80 yards passing.
Was that their total passing yardage?
Yeah, that's not going to get it done.
Would you leave Eagles playoff team?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask if you'd bring them down, but
No.
Washington has to go up to playoff.
Into the sun. What? No, they're fine.
Playoff team. But the way they're playing right now, we can't disrespect them as much as I'd love to.
Good. They're no good, but sure.
You don't buy it?
No, are you kidding me? I hope. I like Washington. They're a
Put
cool
them
team.
fringe then. Put them fringe.
They're
And I want to put Bears up to the fringe too. I'm not putting them in a
their
solidified playoff yet.
defense stinks.
The
Washington.
Bears?
No,
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah. New York. Yeah, New York tried to give us glimpses, but they stink.
Yeah, no, they're terrible.
What do you think?
Steelers better than the Bills. That's an extreme hot take, and I don't agree with that, my friend.
They're not. They're not.
No. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Are we missing anything? Oh God, yeah. Cardinals are just get them out of there.
Oh yeah.
I don't buy the Cardinals at all right now. Their defense stinks.
Kyler Murray stinks.
Yeah, I don't buy that at all. At all. I think this looks pretty decent.
Yeah, this is good.
The only reason I have the Colts up there is because that division's no good.
The only mystery team, nobody knows about the Dolphins.
This is true. What's the record now? Because they already had a bye, which is super helpful. They're 2-4. Jets are 2-5. Do you fringe the Dolphins? Do you put them fringe?
I mean, they're a fringe, honestly, but I'm not. Man, a lot of love for the Vikings. I think the Vikings are a real solid team, but I honestly don't think that they're in the elite category, to be perfectly honest.
I'm putting Dolphins maybe next year because I'm looking just at the AFC, and there are a lot of teams that are jockeying for, like, a lot of good teams here that are above 500 at. Maybe they can do it, but I think maybe next year. We'll see. Also, you have to consider Tua has to stay healthy.
Yes, that's a huge if.
All right.
All right, let's
Jordan,
do it.
save it. Maybe we revisit this in a couple weeks to add some tiers to it. Just straight Goblin.
Yeah, we'll
tiers.
spruce it up.
We will. All right. Okay. I mentioned to you guys that this is a really difficult slate. Jaden Daniels, maybe he plays. They're calling him week to week. He might be ready. Tua is expected to play. Who knows about Derek Carr? Quite frankly, who cares? Jonathan Taylor should be back. Travis Etienne has the shoulder. Brooks might play. Tajee Spears questionable. Then at wide receiver, Ben, just Metcalf, Olave, Myers, Hopkins. Thielen could be back. Juju, Quentin Johnston, Curtis Samuel, Demario Douglas. Not a ton of huge names, but they're there. Dallas Goedert at tight end. Let's talk quarterbacks, though. I truly love the top tier, but this is the first slate I've done all season where when I go through, you've seen the run sheet I do for this, where I just tier them out and like write down the guys I either want to talk about or that I find interesting or that I like. I don't have a single running back for the low tier this week that I could even write down.
That kind of week. Sometimes that's why I always enjoy when, we get a lot of questions about like, what would you do? And a lot of the answers are always depends on the slate. It really depends on the slate. And this slate, at first glance, it does seem like there's going to be an allocation to some of the big names. You mentioned Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, who didn't have to do a lot, but he still was pretty damn good, despite having 1 yard rushing against Tennessee. Yeah, it's going to be very fascinating. I think just right to get to it, though, I view them as the big three right now: Lamar, Allen, and Hurts. Do you see it the same, or do you think that Daniels factors in? Because I don't even know if he's going to play.
It's funny you say that because there's one that you didn't mention that I'm interested in.
Who, Jordan Love?
Yeah.
Him in that game is... If you want a pay down option, that's the pay down option, by the way.
Where?
Trevor Lawrence.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a couple, but my favorite in this tier is I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it because it's not Lamar in that divisional spot against Cleveland. I still have a lot of respect for this Cleveland defense at home. I think they get up for this game. I'm not saying they win it, obviously, but I have respect for them. It's Josh Allen against Seattle for me.
I'll go Jalen Hurts.
Against Cincy, another great spot for sure.
Cincinnati's a mess. That's it.
Not buying them?
Just, again, I buy the talent, but they've shown time and time again they can be exposed. And, Jalen Hurts, obviously, Touchdown equity. Do I want him throwing the ball 14 times? No. But that's not, he's thrown the ball 30 plus times in 4 of the 6 games. I'm not worried about that.
It's Tuesday morning, but as of now, I'm out on Jaden Daniels because even if he does play, I don't think you're going to see him as mobile as he was. And as you've pointed out, that's a very important aspect of his game. The three that I like the most are Allen, Hurts, is 7K and up.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? And actually Joe Burrow. I could see that game getting wild.
You don't have Love ahead of him?
I have him kind of neck and neck here. The only reason I place Burrow above Love is because trying to get the attachments right on Jordan Love is so damn difficult.
Oh yeah, no argument there. I think I prefer Jordan Love in that spot. That's going to be a fascinating game, and I do respect the Packers defense. I really do. That's going to be a competitive game in Jacksonville.
I think so. Man, just give Tank the rock.
They tried.
ETN's on his way out. Man.
Oh, that Tank. Okay, never mind.
Who do you think I was talking about?
I thought you were talking about Tank Dell.
Oh, Tank. No.
He did. He didn't get the rock at all. Yeah, Tank Bigsby's just better. There's no doubt about it.
He is. He's playing great football right now. He really is.
Brian Thomas, really good.
Awesome. Yeah, caught all 5 targets, big game, downfield passes, difficult catches. So yeah, the top tier is great here. This might be the Amari Cooper week. You play him with Josh Allen. I mean, that game what's the total? I haven't looked. The total in that Buffalo-Seattle game has to be up there, right? Has to be.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea, but I'm assuming it's around 50. It's going to be healthy.
I was going to say, yeah, 49.5, 50. It is
what
sitting
game?
at the Buffalo-Seattle game. 47.5. Okay. Still a nice total.
Jacksonville and Green Bay, 50.5.
Yeah. Philly, Cincinnati, 47.5, 48. There's some big ones up there for sure. 44.5 for Baltimore, but they're obviously heavy favorites. Mid-range. Okay, so this is fun. CJ Stroud, 6,900. You have him against Indy. That could be a real get-right spot for CJ Stroud after a really awful, a truly terrible game last week. Or you just go to Joe Mixon. I've said it, though. Without Nico Collins, Stroud does not look like the same guy, and I don't count that Patriots game as a benchmark at all. Patrick Mahomes is 6,800. I know it's against Vegas. I don't want to do it. Give me Kareem Hunt. Baker Mayfield. This is okay. So here's where it gets weird. Baker Mayfield against Atlanta. Do you like this spot because Evans and Godwin are out and it's just going to be the cheapest stack ever? Or do you hate this spot because Evans and Godwin are out? For me, I kind of hate it. I kind of hate it against Atlanta.
I don't hate it, but yeah, I'm not in love with it. Now Baker, he's the perfect mentality. He's got 5 interceptions in the last 2 games. Like he's just throwing it, and that's what you want. I think I'd just rather go to other players in the same range. Simple as that.
5 interceptions and 7 touchdowns. It's a beautiful thing.
That's what I mean.
Straight Jameis.
And Jordan Love. Jordan Love's doing the same thing.
Yep. But what I'm saying is I think at that price point, I'd probably rather go to one-offs for Tampa.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's where the value is going to be.
My mid-range, again, up top, I'm going Jalen Hurts. Mid-range, I'm going Caleb Williams. I've already mentioned, I don't like Washington's defense whatsoever. Not a big Caleb Williams fan. But listen, he's looking better and better. And the last 2 games have been outstanding. He's mobile. He's honestly, I don't want to get into the him versus Daniels thing. Caleb Williams has 0 rushing touchdowns. He's doing everything basically through the air. Now he's starting to chip in with rushing upside. We start to get more and more of that. This guy at 6K is a big, big steal.
Yeah, I think you might be on to something here. 6K. I'll go a couple hundred above you. I just worry that he's going to be too popular because he had a big game against this team earlier in the season, but that's not what it's about for me. It's about the price point. Kirk Cousins at 6,200 against the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, I Interchangeable. You went Josh Allen up top. I went Hurts. I like both of them. You go Kirk Cousins here.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. He was taking a beating in that game on Sunday.
Yeah, that is a little concerning. That's a bit concerning. And he doesn't have any mobility whatsoever. Would you go him or Kyler?
Oh, I would go Cousins.
You're not feeling Kyler right now, huh?
Not now or ever.
I kind of like him this week.
Kyler, I mean,
You're getting him at a decent price. It's a 47.5 total game.
decent tournament play. Like, I'm not saying I'm opposed to having any Kyler because he can run, but I just don't think he's very good.
Yeah. What I can say right now is you just can't really get to Patrick Mahomes until we see, like, it's just not happening. Low tier, do I go to Bo Nix at 5,600 against the Panthers?
No,
I'm tempted. Why?
because the Panthers are so bad that I have a feeling it's a prime game for them to say, Bo Nix, don't do anything. And that's not what you want.
It's not, but I don't know, man. Like, this guy has real rushing upside. Jaden Daniels is going to have 100 yards rushing in that game if he didn't get hurt.
No, I told you to short him. No one listens to him. Broncos are 8-point favorites at home. Ugh.
It's a problem. It might just be a Javonte game.
That's what I mean. Lean on the defense, lean on Javonte, lean on McLaughlin, lean on the other guy, Estime or whatever his name is. Doesn't scream ceiling. That's my biggest problem.
It doesn't, but wait till ownership comes in and Javonte Williams is insane chalk. Wait till Javonte Williams after last game, now facing wait till he is wild chalk. Just
He's
wait.
gonna be.
Wait till Cortland Sutton has no ownership at all, coming off a 0 reception, 0 target. His only target was on a pass interference game. Wait till that happens. That's all I'm saying. Like, this might be one of those spots where people pile into Javonte Williams. And he just, like, they go 3-headed backfield. And it's an easy, like, I don't know. Maybe the play is just to not go to Denver, but
Next words out of my mouth. So shorting Javonte Williams to me doesn't automatically mean that Knicks gets there.
I agree. But if Williams is super chalky, I think I would be very, very hesitant to get overweight there or even match the field.
I'm going to go to Trevor Lawrence as my dirt cheap option. I always do that. He's at home. These are all must wins. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know with them. My guess would be that they're done. But if they're not, it's a good game environment. Green Bay gets in insane games. They could be playing from behind. The volume should be there. The weapons are there. The price point is there. He's not that good, but 56, why not?
No issues. I'm going Geno at home.
Yeah, I looked at that. I get it.
You know, is he great? No, but he's good enough. He has some rushing upside, not a ton, but some, right? He's got 3 games of 30+ rushing yards, one with 38, one with 72. He's an accurate quarterback. We'll see about the DK Metcalf situation, but give me Geno. I just like that game in general, Ben. Like, I think that could be a really high scoring game.
Yeah. And it sounds crazy, but like having an extra 20 yards, 30 yards on the ground is massive. That's almost an extra touchdown.
25 rushing yards is 75 passing yards.
Yeah, it's
right.
No,
Yeah.
but close.
No.
If you round, why not?
Oh wait, hold on. Is a passing yard? Isn't it a point per
25?
Oh, okay, so
it's
20.
right. Yeah.
So yes, I'm sorry. 30
Yeah,
rushing yards.
Yeah. So
yeah. So we're close.
It's very close.
But, yeah. I've been bad at math all day long, man. It's been a long
that kind of day, man. Start NBA. Yeah. What can we say?
But what I'm saying is, yeah, getting 3 points on passing is a lot more difficult to come by. So, or means a lot less. But no, I think Geno is a perfectly reasonable play. You like Trevor here, huh? You think you see a little bounce back for this Jags team?
Not honestly, no, not really. But I think that the range of outcomes with them is enormous. And for me, that's the type of guy, if I'm gonna punt, like Trevor Lawrence has been pretty bad, but we've also seen, Trevor Lawrence has had these type of games. And if they do win the game, I'm not sure how often I think it's outside of them just simply outscoring Green Bay.
Is that the highest total on the slate?
Yeah,
That's very interesting.
that's what I mean. So it's I don't think it's sneaky by any stretch, but it's the team total's healthy.
What's the spread?
4.5.
Okay. All right. So they have a decent enough total for that game. Yeah. Real shootout potential. All right. I can get behind that. That's fine. All right. That range isn't terrible. Matt, last thing here before we move to running backs. Anthony Richardson, just another abysmal performance.
Yeah, he might not be that good.
Loses a fumble. They get the win, but 16-10 over Miami with Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson. Like he was 10 for 24. He completed 41.5% of his passes. He was awful.
Yeah, 14 carries. That's good, but that's about all you could say.
Not going there. I can't go to Rodgers. I'm not going to May against the Jets. Last guy. What about would you entertain Justin Herbert?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
The offense is not designed for
No.
Herbert.
And it's crazy that we had 350 passing yards yesterday.
What about Mariota?
No.
Okay.
I think they get Jaden Daniels out there.
My guess is they do too, but I'm going to be really interested to see how many people go to Mariota. He looked awesome.
I just don't know. Yeah, anyone looks awesome against Carolina. And that's not me being like, I'm not trying to be snide. Like they're so bad. Chicago is at least a decent defensive team. I don't know.
If he was like 4,500, I'd say yeah. But yeah, I'm with you.
Sure. That's different. You're getting like minimum salary around Mariota for sure. Plus, Mariota single-handedly won someone a solo milli or 500K. Remember when he was the backup in Las Vegas? You don't remember that in the showdown slate? Somebody shipped.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that. Sorry, I was reading chat. Yeah.
Vegas, right? When he was, or sorry, at the time, it was Oakland. 18. Well, I'm saying it was the Oakland Raiders. Yeah.
Oakland.
All right, let's talk about running back. It is stacked. By the way, guys, this is a better week than ever to totally dive into these tools. I'm telling you, totally dive into these tools in a week like this. It's a wild one. And, hand building, whether it's the single lineup simulator, you're going to get instant feedback, simulated results, simmed ROI, you're getting the results immediately. The contest generator, pre-contest sim, all of that stuff is going to be massively important on a 13-game slate like this, where we don't know how much value is going to arise. We really don't. And if you're not there yet, Ben, we've got something very cool going on because it's the best thing we've ever done, I think, for anybody trying to get their foot in the door. You can go into the Join Now page and you can grab the core package or the max package or whatever for a week or a month, or you can sign up on any of our partnered sports books, any of them. All right. Doesn't matter which one. As long as you go to the link in the description and click on the claim offer for any of those offers, any of those books, any of those pick'em sites, you have an entire month of the core Sims package for free. It's $100 value. That includes the Sims. That includes the single lineup sim, ownership, boom, bust, top stack, player projections, premium Discord, everything across the board. Post-contest simulator, late swap sim, you name it. Pick 'em optimizers, every single thing that we have for free. You're just going to make better lineups. And that's what you're here for, right? You want to make better lineups. You want to win more money. You want to get that type of instant feedback with the single lineups and where you're building lineups out. And now you're saying, all right, I have this old school way of building, but now I can merge it with the emerging style of DFS that is based on Sims and is based on a more, intricate and complicated way of building lineups. We've simplified all of it for you. And the coolest part, Ben, is that if you were to go and sign up on Bet365, now you get $200 in bonus bets because you just have to deposit 10, bet 5. When that settles, you have 200 in bonus bets. You want to do FanDuel as well. Say you're not there yet. That's bet 5, get another 200. So that's 400 in bonus bets right there. And every single one of these books equals an additional month that you can stack on top of each other. Realistically, you could get 6, 7 months. You could free roll a year or 10 months of Stokastic Sims core package just by signing up, making the minimum deposit, placing these bets, and following the steps at the top of that page.
I mean, it's the best of both worlds. I say that kind of every time we talk about this. I don't think anyone out there would argue that you're going to make better lineups with these tools. So what you're really balancing is, for a lot of people who are on a budget, totally understandable. Like, can I afford to get inside the ropes? This alleviates that. You're getting the tools for months, and I don't know how you could argue that having these resources available isn't going to help in the long run. So it's just something that, with all the different options, it's a great way to get involved. If you've been thinking about it and just saying it hasn't worked for me, it's just not in the budget right now, this is kind of that workaround, and you could set yourself up for the whole season if you wanted to.
Yeah. Plus, these sports books want to give you offers as well. So you're just double dipping, triple, quadruple. And hey, you're uniquely set up to do it if you're watching today or Wednesday, because you can bet the NBA on your first bet, that settles, and then you just familiarize yourself with the tools leading up to Thursday's showdown slate and leading up to Sunday. Perfect time. Anyway, links in the description and in chat. If you ever have questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Jump in the Discord or hit us up in DMs. Both of us would be happy to answer any questions you guys have. Anyway, running back, man. Oof. Barkley against Cincinnati. I'm such a moron for not just heavy boosting him. And I'm not a narrative guy, but that spot was just so obvious against the Giants, Ben. It was so obvious. Oh yeah.
Well, I had shout out to my Tails Discord. Had a guy in there who laddered him, and although it didn't really work, the reasoning and the logic was very sound.
How did the ladder not work?
Touchdown ladder.
Oh, he laddered. I would have laddered yards.
Yeah, he laddered touchdowns. And
the reasoning was definitely sound. Dude, the yards ladder would have absolutely annihilated.
Absolutely annihilated. No, he laddered touchdowns, and he could have had 3 touchdowns easily.
Yep. Well, that's the problem with laddering Barkley touchdowns, though, is that Jalen Hurts is there. Yep. But either way, he was on it. He was there. He was right over the target. But Barkley against Cincinnati, this guy every game is breaking off a 60-yard run. Like, he's out of control, man. He's so good. He is so good. You have Kenneth Walker against Buffalo. I'd love to play him. I think that salary is a bit prohibitive. Here's the thing. It's a 2-horse race for me up top. I would love nothing more than to play Breece Hall right now. I would love nothing more. But I can't do it right now at that price. Maybe you'll convince me otherwise. I'm excited to hear where you're going. But for me, it's Barkley and it's Joe Mixon. They just want to feed Joe Mixon, and he's got the Colts. How do I get away from that?
Not going to get away from them. I totally get it. Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. I totally get that, but more often than not on full slates, I don't get to Derrick Henry just because it's very difficult. You need to run for 200 yards, and he can do that. But if you really think that, just ladder his yards and make yourself a bunch of money in the betting markets. I'm okay with Breece Hall. I'm going to just stick with this.
I knew it. That's why we haven't talked. I had a feeling. Feeling you'd go back to the well with Breece here. Let's hear it.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Maybe it's not a sign of things to come, but I kind of believe that it is. He has 15 targets in the last 2 games. It seems like this is a more optimal use of his time. He's got 30 carries over the last 2 games. He's got 2 really good outputs over the last 2 games. That's what I'm talking about. This whole Braylon Allen situation, I think for a while there, it was kind of touch and go. I think that has been extinguished. Maybe you disagree, but that Braylon Allen's not doing anything. He's an afterthought.
That's fair. Yeah,
I thought he might take over the backfield into a real timeshare only a couple weeks ago, and now Breece Hall is back firmly in control.
You are seeing the trajectories move in different directions with these guys. Like the last 2 weeks, Breece has played 87 and 82% of snaps. Braylon Allen's played 19 and 9% of snaps.
And it coincides with the coaching change.
Yeah, that's a good call. like I said, Brees Hall was on my list, Ben. I had 4 guys on the list. Henry was not one of them. So be it. I still like that Cleveland defense. When you're paying that much, I just think there's other really good matchups up there. Yeah, I get, and Tank Bigsby just carved up that New England defense. Gerard Mayo's not getting the most out of him. Bill Belichick basically said that in so many words the other day. All right, that's fair enough. I'm still going Joe Mixon up top for the time being. They're struggling to throw the football right now, and Joe Mixon is just he's getting a true workhorse type of workload. And coming back from injury, I don't really care. I care what happened last week. And Joe Mixon, dominated backfield touches, truly.
Yeah, I'll go Brees Hall, but not going to push back on that.
All right. Any interest in Barkley or Kenneth Walker?
Barkley, yeah. Kenneth Walker, I don't want to say no interest, but I don't love that price point.
Me neither. It's a decent matchup against that Buffalo run defense, but he's expensive. He really is. You can't go to Alvin Kamara right now. He's basically untouchable. I don't want to do it. Do you?
No, they're not a real team. They're
not. Gibbs is expensive. Jonathan Taylor, even if he returns, that offense is so dysfunctional. Get Flacco back in there. What about Bijan against Tampa?
Bijan's been awesome the last couple of weeks. We're starting to see it. 21 carries. Derrick Henry notwithstanding, I always kind of respect the Tampa front. So I don't love it. Honestly, I think you could almost look to Dobbins as a bounce back spot. Sub 7K, obviously 69. And then you got Kareem Hunt, I'm sure, will be a focal point of the discussion.
Jake DeWitt, Laffy, thoughts on Rachaad White maybe lining up in the slot more often with massive pass catching upside? Yeah, you know what? You could absolutely be on to something there. That's not, now, to be fair, I think Bucky Irving would get some work there as well. But Rachaad White, 57. Wish he was a little bit cheaper after that last game. Not yesterday, but the last game before pricing came out. Could be. Definitely could be. I don't think you're insane. Plus, it's a rough position down there. Here's the wrinkle in all of that. The mid-range is loaded this week. It's loaded at running back. I mean, J.K. Dobbins against the Saints defense that truly can't stop the run. Like, they made Javonte Williams look like he was one of the best in the league after he was about to lose his job. J.K. Dobbins, Kareem Hunt against the Raiders.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift has been great. He's got Washington. And you know what? Javonte, I think he'll be popular, but in that spot, how do you not like Javonte Williams? And I'll even throw one more at you, man. Devon Achane, $6,200 with Tua returning. That's too cheap of a price point on him.
You could pepper that range, 2 or 3 in the lineups. I'm just going to go DeAndre Swift just because. I'll leave Kareem Hunt for you if you want to take him. All these guys make sense. I alluded that I like to pick on Washington's defense. We didn't get to see Carolina do that because they were down by like 40 points immediately. I think that DeAndre Swift is just going to continuously have a really solid role. I'm
with you. They're using him much, much better recently too, than they were previously. Like he has a specific type of skill set. Kareem, it's crazy that neither of us are going Kareem Hunt here, but he should be like, Kareem Hunt's fantastic in this spot. I'm going right back to J.K. Dobbins. Put up a huge dud yesterday in Arizona. They didn't run as much as you would have thought. They're home against the Saints, Ben. And the Saints are the wheels have fallen off that team. I don't even care if Derek Carr and Chris Olave play at this point. I truly don't. This offense, they're that bad. They're
the worst team in the league right now.
You think they're worse than Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carolina's absolutely horrendous, but yeah.
They're bad, but the Chargers defense, even with the injuries, even without Bosa, this defense is allowing 14 points per game. Best in the league. They held Mahomes to 17 too. Like there's a good defense. Do I think it's a little bit noisy because they haven't faced great teams? Sure. But J.K. Dobbins, this could be the massive, massive workload game for J.K. Dobbins. And whereas they were using Vidal a lot on third downs, I think you just see a ton of Dobbins all game. I'm going right back to the well at 6,900. He might be my favorite play on the slate given the price point.
I like him a lot too. Again, no pushback there. Like I said, I went with Swift, but you could play a bunch of these guys, and I will. I will have lineups that have 2 or 3 6K running backs.
Me too. Yeah, I think if you wanted to forego the top tier because you needed to open some things up and you ended up with Dobbins and Hunt or Swift or Achane or Williams, you're not going to be upset about that at all.
Nope.
That's actually why I think Barkley, my guess is I just have very little Barkley because as good as he is, it's going to be really tough to get there when you have all of this mid-range value.
And we've seen that on a lot of slates. Like, it's all about opportunity cost. If he has 40, it's different. But if Barkley has 27, 28, 20, you're like, wow, really nice game. Well, if all these guys have 22, you objectively would rather have them.
Exactly. I think at the bottom tier, given what we saw last night, I think it has to be Rachaad White for me. What Jake was, Jake alluded to, but not just that, the fact that they're out of options. Rachaad White, I don't know where they're going to line him up, but I think you're just going to see a lot more Rachaad White in the passing game regardless. He's a great pass catching back. He might be the only option they have right now that they can really rely on. K. Dotton had to have had 15 concussions after that game, by the way.
I didn't see the game. I woke
Neither
up
did
to like
he.
five tweets all saying the same thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Rachaad White too, but I want to make it clear I really plan to not get to this range.
Neither do I, but we have to go someone, and I think Rachaad White's literally the only guy down there.
Yeah.
You see anyone else?
No, I really don't.
Wide receivers. Tell me who you're going to up top.
Well, you got the big names. I'm going to go to AJ Brown. You got 8,200. We need targets. But again, you can look at targets or you can look at target share. When you don't throw the ball, like AJ Brown could have seen a maximum of 14 targets last week if he had 100% target share because they didn't throw the ball. So yeah, he had 5 targets. He converted 581, 89 and a touchdown. There's going to be more to go around against Cincinnati. He's 8,200. You can go to Chase on the other side, of course, but I'll go AJ Brown because I like Hurts.
I love it. They sat those guys a couple minutes into the fourth quarter. They weren't even, Barkley played 53% of snaps.
They won't have that luxury this week.
No, they will not. You're going to go AJ Brown. I like it. Actually, I like that a lot. 82, he's expensive. I like Jamar. I really think Quinion Mitchell is going to be good. I've watched a lot of him.
Cornerback?
Yeah, for Philly.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really good.
He was good in college.
But Jamar Chase is a stud. I have to go for now, just, ownership agnostic. It's got to be 7K Tyreek Hill. It's just an absurd price point. There's no reason he should be that cheap.
I mean, he shouldn't be that cheap. There's a game theory aspect to it. That's the only thing.
That's why I'm saying, though. It's Tuesday. We'll see but 7K is insane. So I'm going to throw him in there. I have to at least alert everyone what's going on with this slate. And Tyreek Hill at 7K is preposterously low. He was 8,700 to start the season. Probably be 9K today if Tua didn't get hurt. So
you feel the same about Waddle?
Yeah, I think $5,400 Waddle is great, but I don't think Waddle is even in the same stratosphere as Tyreek Hill ever. But he's he's a value at 54, of course. Yeah. St. Brown, Jamar, Chase, Drake London, I like too, 7,200. I think that's a nice spot for London. What about Diggs?
I don't know. I'm a little not skeptical, but I worry a little about Houston in general in terms of ceiling. Yeah, it's not that it can't be a get right spot. It could be, but 75 is pretty premier. I would rather pay up or pay down. So maybe if I get to Stroud, of course, but not planning to.
Chrome Heart said too many mouths to feed on Philly. That's the thing, though. They're actually, to Ben's point, this is the point you were making. There actually aren't.
They're premier option, so it's price point wise maybe, but no, I don't view Philly as I view them as a concentrated offense, to be
They
honest.
are. It's three guys, and Goddard probably misses another week.
Yeah, you got two good weapons, and you've got Saquon in the backfield.
Yeah, and of course Hurts can run, so there's that.
But if you
But
stack them, that doesn't hurt you.
yeah, exactly. Right. And AJ Brown's just stupid good. Like the guy, if it's near him, he's catching it. So yeah. Mid-tier. Like, would you just rather not get to Devontae and go to AJ? Like, if you're stacking, are you going single stack? Just skinny
Probably.
stack?
Just because you don't have to, but given that Hurts probably gets there with some isolated points, it's hard to allocate like 15,000 to wide receivers.
It's tough. I love Devontae. He's going to have some really big games. It's just like the price point. I feel like he's in no, like DFS purgatory every week at that price point. He just kind of, you mention him, but it's tough to get there.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather go DJ Moore at 66. Were you going to say the same thing?
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Like Caleb, like DJ Moore. Washington, man. They can be exposed.
You're not buying it.
No, not at all.
I don't blame you. I'm still not completely buying. I do think they're a lot better under Dan Quinn, though.
They're playing awesome, but are they like a lockdown defense? Even during this win streak, they haven't been that.
Yeah. If Metcalf doesn't play, JSN against Buffalo looks good. But I'll give you my guy. So for you, I assume it's DJ Moore. Okay, that was going to be mine as well. And I won't do that because it's more fun when we give out different plays. I think Jaden Reed's interesting. Like Jaden Reed could have a huge game against this Jags team. I worry about how much they spread that ball around. Give me Amari.
Interesting.
Why not?
Talk about a lot of mouths to feed. A lot of mouths to feed.
But are there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so Amari comes in. Obviously, they're working him in slowly, right? They're working him slowly into this offense. I see this a little bit differently than you do. Allow me to elaborate, please. So and I'm just pulling this up on PFF to grab this real quick. Week 7, Buffalo. Okay, I got it. So they work him in slowly, 35% of snaps, right? He ran 12 routes and was targeted 5 times. Think about that for a second. He ran 12 routes and was targeted 5 times. He had a 42% targets per route run.
I mean, he's a
now he has another week.
I think where we differ is how much more the ramp up's going to be. It's just a lot of I don't know. Buffalo, you have Josh Allen, you've got Cook, you've got Cooper, you've got Shakir, you've got Coleman, you've got Kincaid, you've got like Knox from the clouds. Ty Johnson. No, but like these. Maybe it's just that maybe I'm just super salty because of the touchdown variance last week for Buffalo. It was like literally outrageous. I needed Kincaid or Shakir, and literally every other guy scored on their team. I'm not gonna put it. Listen, I love Amari. I think he's a great player, and I like Josh Allen. So I get it. It's gonna be interesting to see how many times someone has double-digit targets on the Bills this year.
Agreed. But you'd also agree that it's pretty wild that they go, all right, we're going to work you in slow, but we're going to get you the ball every time you're out there. And also, it wasn't even like it wasn't like the learning curve was steep. He caught 4 or 5 for 66 and a touchdown. They immediately made him an effective wide receiver for the first time all year.
There is always something to that I think is sometimes overlooked about like snaps or anything like that. Typically, and I'm kind of using macro logic, they're like, okay, just worry about these plays and we'll get you involved there and don't worry about anything else. Like some of these guys, they're on the field not a lot, but when they're on the field,
also true,
involved, you know?
Also true. Yep, absolutely. But my guess is that you don't trade a guy like that to bring him in super slowly.
I'd agree. Yeah, listen, they got real things going on there.
Anyway, love DJ Moore. I like Amari here at 6K. And I like Josh Allen a lot too. So, that just works for me. But yeah, let me get that. And I did want to ask you about Jaden Reed here. Jacksonville secondary is so bad, but do we trust this guy? The targets are just so unreliable.
Really hard. Doesn't mean he doesn't have a ceiling, but his floor is terrible.
Lower tier is Tyler Lockett, Jalen Waddle. You got these guys, Dontavian Wicks, Sutton, McLeod, Troy Franklin. And I did this before all of the injuries occurred yesterday. This was at the beginning of that game. So I didn't have the Tampa Bay stuff in there, but you're probably going to have to look at the Shepherds or Palmer or McMillan. I think you're going to have to this week.
Definitely. There's going to be values that open up because of injuries. Not saying I'm going to focus on it. Maybe when we get, I'll save it for a tight end. Yeah, pay downs, I think, byproduct of the injuries to Tampa. And if you want to go like in that, I'll honestly, what about Ladd?
I like Ladd. He had a couple rough drops yesterday, but I'm a big fan of Ladd.
22 targets last 3.
Yeah, they use him out of the slot. They don't use him on anything deep. I think he does. Quentin Johnston, if he's out, it makes a difference because that guy leads the team in red zone targets. For me, it's Jalen McMillan. I know he's going to be popular, but Jalen McMillan for me. Aside from that, Waddle's too cheap. I'll take some shots on Sutton. Lockett if Metcalf is out 5,600. There's going to be some stuff there for sure. But it's got to be McMillan for me right now.
That's fine. I mean, it's just hard to go away from that. I'll throw Courtland Sutton just for the brand for us.
Man. There we go. For the brand.
For the brand, Jordan, put Courtland Sutton for me.
Yeah, man. Speaking of the brand, if you want to join me and Ben and me, over on Tails, BOGO deal gets you your first month. Essentially, it's buy one, get one free. That's what BOGO means. And you know what the great thing is? If you do it this week, so we were having a great season up until last week.
Oh, you saved your.
If you haven't done it, if you didn't do it if you did, don't worry. Got a great community. We're going to win some money. We're going to make some great bets. If you did last week, apologies. If you didn't though, Ben, what a better time to jump in. Links down there. Just use the BOGO promo when you sign up. If you use Ben's link, you get mine for the entire month for free. If you use mine, you get Ben entire month for free. It's awesome. Plus, super affordable to begin with. We made it affordable intentionally so we could really build a community because that's what it is. I promise you that's what it's about. That's why could have made it ridiculous. Neither of us had any intention of doing that. But am I wrong? Get the bad stuff out of the way. Now you can dive in all right, they're coming off a bad week on a good season. Why would I not do it now?
Little human psychology, even though it doesn't actually work like this, it kind of feels that way. Just a weekend where I could not buy a bucket, hit Monday Night Football last night. I'm hoping that turns the tide. Soccer, NBA, college football going on, NFL, college basketball starts in 2 weeks. Come on now. 2 awesome communities. And it's not just about us. My favorite thing, and this is what I always dreamed of with these communities. I'm on a show right now. You might think, man, well, that sucks. If I have a question, the Discord is thriving. People are dropping plays. People are talking sharp members are helping each other. So it's not just you come in there and it's just me talking and everyone listening. It's beyond different than that. And that's my favorite part. Sports I don't know anything about. People saying, hey, check this out. I found a really good spot for WNBA, for hockey, for this. And I get the tail just like anybody else.
Very cool stuff. Yeah, I was in the Discord yesterday and I looked up and there were questions to me about our EV tools and stuff. And Hutch Boy I had already answered.
We have
all
great
of them.
people in there.
They're just a lot of sharp guys in there. So BOGO, you'll see it down there. Click on either of them. Come join us. And if you do, please say what's up in the Discord. Let us know you're there. Because when we have, I think it's kind of more, it's a little more special for probably both of us when we have people coming in from the OG DFS community to cross over betting with us. That's fun. There's a lot of DFS talk in my Discord channel now too, probably from this show.
Come on
I
in.
love
We'll
it.
see you guys in there and use that code.
Yeah, man. All right, so you're going Sutton. Bug Boy said, Laffy, let's ladder Sutton yards this Sunday. I'll do it if you don't. Of course I'll ladder. Come on, Bug Boy. Come on. Of course I'll ladder Sutton yards. Of course. Plus, coming off a 0 target game. Yeah, I'll do it. You better believe I'll do it with you. We'll go up to 100. We'll go up to that, dude. That ladder is probably that Sutton ladder up to 100 is going to be preposterous. So I'm with you, man. Let's do it. Ben, you'll join. Come on, you'll join on a Sutton.
I'll join. I'm betting a lot of Champions League today. I'm gonna take that winnings and I'll put it on the Sutton.
I love it.
Ladder.
Love it. We'll throw it in Discord. By the way, if you do sign up with us, use the download the Odd Shopper app when you go through Tails, so you get all the notifications to your phone. Like we have the Discord, but download the app too. All right, tight ends. Do we go to Brock Bowers here against Kansas City? They've really been bad against tight ends. It's just that's a really expensive price point for such a terrible offense.
If you have the money, I think you can, because Brock Bowers is an absolute stud and he's getting crazy work. 36 targets over 3 weeks. If you have the money, go and do it. Yes.
I agree. Would you rather him or Travis Kelce?
Oh, Bowers. Not even close.
Isn't that nuts?
I mean, I'm a huge, like I said, I bias myself because I watch more college football, and like Brock Bowers was the guy, and he's just showing that he's still the guy.
It's also just unavoidable right now, and they have nobody else. They have no one else.
They have no one. And, not even like, not that Mayer was making a huge thing, but he's not with the team. Myers is hurt. Adams is gone. They have a coach that doesn't know what he's doing. It's just Bowers.
He's my number one up top. I assume you as well.
It's not even close.
I don't hate McBride at 55, but I'd rather just go with the clear top. He has double-digit targets in 3 straight weeks. Why does that change in week 8, where they're likely playing from behind? Also, this is a Raiders team that has actually, historically been able to put up some competitive games against Kansas City. I don't like them to win this game, obviously, but Kansas City seems to disappoint in these type of spots from like the spread perspective. Mid-tier. All right, I got one for you.
Don't take mine.
Kyle Pitts.
No, but I do like Kyle Pitts.
I know who yours is going to be. Is it in the 4K range?
Yep.
Cole Kmet.
Nope. I do
Dalton
like it.
Schultz.
Nope.
It's not Tucker Kraft.
Nope.
Hold on. Really? Wait. It's in the 4K range?
4K range.
Oh,
and I'm not telling you, we'll stay here until you get it.
Are you going to try and buy low on Sam Laporta?
There it is.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Although Jameson Williams just got suspended.
He got suspended, and that's going to change some things.
Oh, you're right. That's a great call. That's a really good call.
2-game suspension for just being Jameson Williams.
You're spot on.
This could shift the offense a lot. This is a domino effect that I don't think people are realizing. One guy out of this offense like that changes a lot. And you could say, well, Jameson Williams wasn't getting a lot of work here and there, but they were explosive plays. And this is a high-powered offense against the carcass of Tennessee. Could it just be Montgomery and Gibbs? It could. It also could be Laporta getting right and having like multiple touchdown upside for Sam Laporta this week.
No, you nailed it. That's it. That's it.
Big bump.
Huge. Yeah. This happened. This came out at 11 yesterday. I'd already
no one's even.
Yeah. Already did the run sheet and all of that stuff. Came out at 11 at night. Now that I look at it, you're at like, so you're getting a dirt cheap Laporta who has a 9% target share, or I think it's 8 now on the season. You're getting him at 4,800. Yeah.
Yeah. At home. A lot of touchdowns to go in. Yep.
That is the spot. That's the spot. I got to go Laporta too.
Yeah. Come on in.
You're right though. I mean, it's the spot. Also probably chalky, but
I don't know. I don't think so.
No,
I don't. I really don't think so.
Okay. If he is, would you still go there?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna have exposure. I don't think I'm gonna be jamming him because we still, like I said, could Montgomery and Gibbs each score twice? Sure, absolutely. But this is a good spot. This is not one to throw away just because of the season.
3K range. I actually think you have a few guys. I don't know if Tremble plays, but Jatavian Sanders has been really good. But I don't even, he has, right?
I know. I love that guy.
I don't think you need to go there though. It's two guys for me. If Hayden Hurst is still out, Will Dissly was really used a lot last night, a lot. But it's got to be Cade, right?
Yeah, assuming he survived. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah,
but,
dude, his head is jello.
10 targets, busy because Baker's, they're not going to just suddenly not throw the ball. So it is Cade.
It's Cade. Again, Will Dissly's actually not bad against the Saints at 3K though. If Hayden Hurst is out, 11 targets last night, Ben.
Shocking because he wasn't in the optimal because it was just one of the weirdest slates ever.
Oh, I didn't even look. What was the optimal?
It was absurd. Not really. It wasn't absurd, but it was crazy that Will Dissly went like 8x and he wasn't in the optimal.
I know.
Because there were no good wide receivers. It was crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, right. They all got hurt.
You didn't need the savings. You paid up for guys that did terrible. You needed Otten, and then you needed 3 running backs.
Crazy.
Not Dobbins.
Not Dobbins. 73% of snaps for Dissly. All right, so I'll go. We got it. We're gonna have the same 2 at tight end. That's fine.
That's just the way tight end works.
And Cade Otten. Like there's no way Godwin dislocated his ankle, man. There's no way he's out there. There's no way. If Evans played, it would be the most shocking thing in the world.
If who? Evans or Godwin?
Both.
Well, Godwin's not playing. There's just no way.
Right. But I'm saying I don't think Mike Evans has a shot either.
No, neither do I. What about Fant if DK is out? Yeah, another good attachment. Fant was actually solid on Sunday.
He was. Noah Fant would be nice.
Yep.
I still don't know, you're going to get a lot of target share out of him, but 3,700, he's fine. He's fine. One defense under 3K. Who's it going to be?
Well, there's like 30 of them.
I have one.
All right, let's see.
Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, that's a good one. Give me Washington. No.
I don't hate that. Although you just
I actually don't hate it either, but no. So 2 things. One, this is going to be kind of weak where I recommend defenses that I also like their quarterbacks, not in the same lineups. Like Cincinnati, I think you could play. Against the Eagles, I also love Hurts.
Hurts does make mistakes.
I'm going to Cleveland.
Against Baltimore?
Yeah.
All right. Explain that.
They're 2,400. They're at home. They can get pressure. Lamar's amazing, but he still does, 3 to 5 things a week where I'm like, Jesus, you're too athletic. And, the fumble, like last night, did you watch the play where Tampa, likely touched him? That's a touchdown, though, if his knee is up.
Oh, that was amazing run too. Oh my God. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
All the time. They make mistakes. I think Baltimore clearly is going to score, but they're also going to clearly make 2 or 3 mistakes at 2,400. That's fine.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Fair enough. Appreciate you guys. You're the best. All of those, you want to get in. You want to get access to all the tools. Like I said, everything's down there. And the entire week of NBA is $1 too. Ben.
It's insane right now.
Like, we've got everything. Yeah, links down there for nuts. That too. You don't even need the promo. It auto loads it for you. $1 for the next 7 days of basketball for core package. All of the tools.
$2 for you can get a week of Odd Shopper for $1 too. Spend $2. Yeah, and you're just breaking it in right now. It's insane.
We're doing things huge to kick off the NBA season. Take advantage of all of them. Win some money. Stick around. We'll see you back here for the next one. Peace, guys.